All right, we're in World 0 with a free mount to earn. It's a random died mount. The first one that I know of. You can check and track it here in your side quests in any of these worlds here, basically. And or you can check over here, and you can also claim it or skip it for 4,000 gems if you don't want to spend time grinding it. But for me, it only took 1 hour to finish solo, but you can go very, very fast. So I'll talk about some grinds here and what you need to do. So firstly, the basics is that to go ahead and defeat 1,000 monsters that are pumpkin headed. And what that means is that any monster in the game, you can find them anywhere, either in the world, dungeons, infinite towers, anywhere. They will spawn with a pumpkin head. So for example, here we're in world 2 and we have a pumpkin head poison flower. Killing this will give you +1. And it could just, if it respawns, if not a pumpkin head, or it will respawn a pumpkin head. Okay, so there is that. That's the basics. Now, you might have seen this before in other past quests, maybe from a UGC quest back in the day, and you might have remembered that they were pretty a pain to do. Well, mostly it's been better. It doesn't take there's a lot that spawn very more frequently, so you should not worry about the RNG of it. It's pretty fast. So let's go over the fastest way to do it. So the fastest way is by going to World 2 and try to find a small server. So you go to the server list here. This one's 3. Not bad. You go in there and you're going to go head over here to the castle. So the castle is going to be in this teleport here, the castle. And you're going to find a route and hope that nobody's there. If there's somebody there, you're going to find a smaller server or a different server, or you could, even fastest way to do it, in a party. If you're in a party, everybody who kills a pumpkin headed monster will progress your quest as well. So make sure to take a look at that. So here is the example here. All right, so here's an example of what we're doing. So we're using Spirit Archer, which is very important because as long as you can one-shot these enemies, when you use your E ability that bounces towards the enemies, it hits all 4, which with these enemies, killing them, they on their individual spawn timer. So I don't want to explain this in too much detail, but some enemies have group spawns and then there's individual spawns, and these enemies, each of them has an individual spawns. So when you kill one, they have to go on their own timer to respawn instead of being in a group, basically. So this is a perfect route, I would say, when it comes to grinding. You should be a perfect loop as soon as you make it to the end of killing the last camp. Once you start to your first start area, you'll have the enemy spawn in front of you. Okay, now one thing, remember, Spirit Archer or ranged classes, you cannot shoot through walls anymore. For it's been a while, but you gotta make sure to keep that in mind, basically. Okay, so keep that in mind when it comes to if there's a box in front of you, don't make sure you don't shoot it. Don't use your E ability, as it won't hit anything, right? But all you're doing is just going in circles here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this, you can see the progress on the top right here. Sometimes there'll be 4 in one camp, or 2 or 3 or 0, but it's just, it's very basic. It's a short run back and forth, not that far of a walk for each of them. And I mean, if somebody else is there, I mean, try to make a deal with them, make a party and let them farm a different spot. There's other spots in the castle. It's also pretty good, but since I got this spot for myself by grinding here in a small server and doing it consistently, because since I know the spawn timers, I know I should be there as soon as they spawn and nobody should snipe them, or the route there. If not, say I completely follow me, it's low risk here, basically. So you see the other people here, but they're not gonna follow me. Like I'm gonna, obviously they were gonna stop trying to grind as I'm taking everything. I know everything that's spawning here, basically. So there is that. So that this is probably the fastest way to do it, in my opinion. And also do it as in a party, even faster. I did this solo, so it took me an hour to get this done. So other options. If you don't want to do this, there's other ways to do this. Let's see here. Some other examples. People like to say dungeon, the Grave Tower dungeon with a party, since I think more enemies spawn, depending on your party size. So this is pretty good. If you're solo, 2-4. I did a little bit of it, but it's all right. What you do is you go challenge mode, and then you don't beat the boss. You just reset if once you feel like you've killed enough, and then you just do it again and play again over and over again. And there is that. And then there's AFK spots. There's a lot of AFK spots in the game. You obviously want to AFK in a spot that you can one-shot the enemies. You can AFK. There's AFK spots in this world. There's AFK spots in World 7. AFK spots in the final worlds. But like I said, you want to do it in worlds that that you can one shot stuff or kill things quickly. So I used to AFK in World 7, but people do AFK in even in this World 6 people AFK a lot in. So I don't know, up to you, but that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and claim this thing and see what let's see what role we're gonna get here, huh? What die we're gonna get. Kind of curious. Let's see here. Where are we going here? Okay, whatever. I was gonna use a thing. All right, let's claim this thing. All right, so side quests. Actually, is there a thing here to claim? No. Anyways, all right. Let's see if how lucky we are. Ooh, that's a beauty right there. Don't tell me that. Hang on a second. Ain't no way. We just pulled that. Oh my god. Hang on a second. Holy moly. That is now that is hot right there. Hang on a second. We pulled the jackpot. I mean, there's obviously the fancy ones like the RGB and like all the other ones, but hey, a plain white one. That's pretty nice, right? Anyways, that's that. That is that is the mount. Yes, I have 1 week to finish this. And yeah, that is that. If you didn't know, they're just these ones. There's skeleton horse here, and then there's that. But it's a one-time thing, I think. Yeah. So, people, I don't know. You can probably remove the die. I don't think I want to. Yeah, you can remove the die if you want to. But you can't re-dye it. Obviously, I don't think you can. I mean, I don't know where do you even do that. You remove the die and just add it whenever. No, there's no way. It's only armor you could die. Yes, that's how that works. Anyways, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy that. That is our horse we've gotten. Anyways,